All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're digging into the art and science of franchising your business. It's a path a lot of founders dream about, but honestly, it holds a pretty tough secret. So there's this idea I hear all the time. Most founders look at franchising and see an express lane to growth, a quick and easy way to get their brand out there everywhere. But here's the truth. It's the complete opposite. Franchising isn't a shortcut. It's the ultimate stress test. It forces you to look in the mirror and answer a really brutal question. Have you actually built a business, or have you just created a really demanding job for yourself? So, if it's such a tough test, why would anyone even bother? Well, because if you pass, you unlock an unbelievably powerful growth engine. Let's break down exactly why it's worth all the effort. So why take on the challenge? Because the payoff is massive. Just think about it for a second. Instead of pouring in your own capital, you're growing with your franchisee's investment. That gives you incredible speed. But the real magic? It's the people. You get truly motivated partners, local owners with actual skin in the game. And all of that builds toward the holy grail, a steady, predictable stream of recurring revenue from royalties. So what's the real-world difference between having a motivated partner and just another manager on the payroll? Well, you can actually put a number on it, and believe me, it is significant. Yeah, 30%. That huge gap comes down to one single word: ownership. When someone's own money, their own future is on the line, they're going to outperform a salaried manager by a huge margin. You just can't buy that kind of drive. Okay, so the upside is crystal clear. But now we get to the hard part. Let's call this the mentor's gauntlet. This is the point where you have to be brutally honest with yourself and ask, is my business truly ready for this? Let me be blunt. Nobody is going to invest in your personal hustle. A business that only works because of your personality and your 80-hour weeks isn't an asset. It's a trap. Buyers, whether they're franchisees or private equity, only pay for one thing: replicable value. And this is really where the rubber meets the road. So you've got to ask yourself, is my business founder dependent or is it system dependent? Are my results all over the place or are they replicable? Is my day-to-day process just chaos or is it actually documented? Your answers here determine the real value of your company. This is the one question that matters most. Is your model actually proven in the real world? Is it consistently profitable? And, most importantly, have you systemized it to the point where it can actually thrive, even when you're not in the building? So how do you actually build a system like that? Well, you can start with a simple, but really powerful framework. You start with clear goals. Then you break those down into measurable milestones. From there, you figure out the specific actions you need to take to hit those milestones, and you hold everyone to them with weekly accountability. See? It's not magic. It's just a deliberate process for building a business that runs on systems, not on your personality. Okay, so once you've passed that readiness test, it's time to actually construct the franchise system. And this is where we have to blend the art of leadership with the science of operations. Think of it like this. The science part is non-negotiable. We're talking airtight legal documents and operations manuals so detailed there's zero room for guessing. But the art is what actually makes it all work. That's your ability to train franchisees effectively and build a genuinely supportive culture. And all of it, every single piece, stands on one foundation: protecting your intellectual property. A huge piece of that science is the Franchise Disclosure Document, or the FDD. Just think of this as the master rulebook for your entire system. It's this comprehensive legal doc that lays out absolutely everything a potential franchisee needs to know. The history, the fees, the obligations, all of it. It is the absolute cornerstone of the entire relationship. And that FDD needs to describe what I call a 5-star opportunity. A model that's already proven, one that can be easily duplicated and learned by a new owner. And here's the most important part. It has to be a clear win-win, profitable for both you and your franchisee. Without that, and without a supportive culture, the whole thing just falls apart. Look, the most critical piece of this entire puzzle isn't the legal stuff or the financials. It's the mindset shift inside your own head. You have to evolve. You have to go from being the best doer in your business to being the best builder of the systems that let other people do it just as well as you. So if you do all this work, if you build the systems, you make that critical mindset shift, what's the real payoff? Well, that's what we call the ultimate value multiplier. Here's what that looks like in real terms. A successful, founder-dependent company, that's a great lifestyle business. Maybe it's worth a few $1,000,000. But a system-dependent, franchisable business, that becomes a strategic asset. Its value isn't just bigger, It's in a completely different league.
To put that in financial terms, a well-executed strategy can transform a business into an asset valued at 7 times its EBITDA, which is a key measure of its profitability. In other words, you stop being valued like a high-paying job and you start being valued like a strategic enterprise.
But it all comes back to this one single idea, this massive leap in value. It's only possible if you have successfully built a business that can scale and succeed entirely without you having to be there every day. So for any founder who's ready to start this journey, the first step is getting a clear roadmap. If that sounds like you, just DM me the word blueprint or go ahead and book your valuation session at Twin Flame Group. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. The goal isn't just to sell your company someday. The goal is to build a business so valuable and so independent that buyers are always chasing you. The real question is, are you ready to build that?